Hello from AlphaCars and welcome to another video overview of a gorgeous European sedan. My name is Dimitri and we're going to take a look at the legendary AMG S65. This very fine example we're thrilled to have. 2008 with a little over 40,000 miles. This is a one-owner car that represents an amazing condition. All body panels are original, all paint is original, one owner, meticulous service history that you can view through Carfax. The tires we're installing brand new, the brakes are recent. I'm not going to bore you with data, but I will mention that this car gains 738 pounds of torque at only 1800 RPM. It is amazing. It has a little over 600 horsepower and it goes very fast. What's most impressive is how quickly it will stop. From 70 miles an hour to zero to full complete stop, it will stop in 174 feet. This is amazing. So let's take a walk around this car. With this video, it's not to impress you with features and options. It is more about this specific car in case you're considering of purchase. And what is the condition of the car and why it makes it so much more unique and desirable compared to very few that are also available, could be available on the market today. This is really a very special car. We're going to start from going around the car and just quick overview. And then we will look at each panel and I will be your eyes and ears, including the paint meter tool, and we'll be able to show you the true condition of this car. So let's take a quick walk around. And while we do that, I will mention that the original window sticker of this car was $210,000 and some change. That is a lot of money. Today, in 2019, when we're doing the review, but 11 years ago, that was even more impressive. $210,000 for a production-made super sedan. Let's keep going. An AMG S65. And by the way, today we're working with Tyler from Hill Production. He is a car enthusiast and he makes awesome videos. We're gonna ask Tyler to zoom in on a few things as we talk about, but we will start from the very front of the car, and I'm glad it's facing the sun. Usually when we have a pre-owned vehicle, we want it to be as close to new condition as possible. And even with 1 or 2 year old car, the part of the car that gets exposed to driving condition is the front of the car, the bumper, the hood, headlamps, forward part of the fenders, mirrors. Those are usually get protected with a chip guard. Something amazing with this car. It is from Virginia and it traveled to a Mercedes dealership almost every 3,000 miles. But over the course of 11 years, it accrued 44,000 miles. During this mileage, somehow it did not get, at least I cannot see any chips in the front of the size that would be noticeable or we would be mentioning. This is absolutely amazing for an automobile that is 1 or 2 years old, not to mention a vehicle that is 11 years old and has 44,000 miles. So while we're at the front of the vehicle, we're going to touch the paint meter. We're measuring 3.0 mils on the hood, and I'll touch it on a few other spots and I'll report to you. So the hood measures 3.0 throughout. We'll go and touch the front fender and another fender, which measure in the same range. Original factory paint on the Mercedes could be anywhere from 2.5 mils to 5.5 mils. And it depends on the color. Some 3-stage colors could measure much higher. When we do assess vehicle condition for originality, which is very important, we have a special video on that, is we look at the paint thickness, measurements, consistency. We look at the paint texture. For example, front bumper is made from plastic, And we're going to match consistency of the paint between the panel that we confirmed has original paint and the bumper, which is adjacent to that. So we're going to look at the texture and the metallic distribution. The best time to do it is when it's exposed to sun. And I can tell you that this bumper has original factory paint. Beautiful AMG lines on this bumper, by the way. So as we make our way around the vehicle, we're going to mention that the tires that you're seeing now are going to be replaced with a set of new ones. We have them in the back. We are a full service Mercedes shop, and we do have a Mercedes diagnostic system. We have Mercedes approved Hunter road force measurement and optimization tire balancers. So the new tires will get installed with a road force matching. When we do that, our detailer is going to polish up light scuffs on the rims, so that's going to get improved. The rims already were measured. They are original. The paint is original. And by the way, that can also be done with the paint tool. With the paint meter tool, the rims already measured, and they have no deformations. They're perfectly straight rims. As we go around the vehicle, I'll comment that again, on the paint surfaces, there are absolutely no imperfections. And that's what is stunning about the vehicle when you look at the edges of the panels. When you look at the lower parts, everything is original. We will continue with the paint thickness measurements. This measures 3.5. The next door measures 3.0. And we're going to look at the quarter panel, which measures 5.0, 5.0, 4.5, 4.5, and we measure 4.0. Again, we're going to look at the adjacent panel and look at the texture between the two. This is not something, even with Tyler's equipment, I don't think we'll be able to show you the texture, but please take my word for it. The texture is consistent between the adjacent panels. As we go around the vehicle, we're observing the taillights that are in amazing condition. There are absolutely no fading, and everything lines up beautifully, no cracks around. The trunk lid measures 3.5. All the nameplates lined up properly, all the moldings lined up properly. The tail light on the left side is in the same condition as on the right side. It's pristine. The bumper in the back, I don't see any imperfections, which is amazing. What we call the load zone, which is adjacent to when you open the trunk, has absolutely no marks. And here's another thing. This car actually still has the original film, which previous owner did not remove, I guess, to protect the stainless steel plate, and it is still here. As we make our way around the vehicle, we're now on the driver's side, and wait until we get to look at the interior. This Designo interior is something else. We measure 4.5 on the left quarter, and no scratches, no scuffs, no dents, no chips. 3.5, 3.0 on the left rear door, 3.5 on the driver's door, and we're back to the fender, which we measured, which we started with. It measures 3.5, and we'll touch on the pillars, which measure 4.5, 4.5, 4.0, 4.5. So the quarter panels are actually consistent between each other. So the best part of this vehicle, not the best part, one of my favorite parts is the interior, because that's where, as a driver, you spend most of the time. And of course, exterior of this car is extremely impressive. You drive up in the S65, not to mention it sounds awesome, it looks stunning. It is absolutely timeless design, any AMG vehicle, but you talk about S65, that is something else when it comes to looks. And please, let's look at these front brake discs. I think they're over 15 inches in diameter. When I say 15 inches in diameter, that means a lot of cars, the size of the wheel is 15 inches or 14 or 13. So these are cross-drilled with massive calipers, and that's why it has such an impressive braking power. And by the way, Mercedes outdid themselves with this brake performance because it slows down, it stops quicker than Mercedes' own SLR, McLaren SLR. Let's take a peek at the interior. Isn't that something? The color combination is just breathtaking. And it is absolutely like new. I am very careful making these statements on pre-owned vehicles. But when we look at this vehicle, there are very few details that make the condition of this car any less than a new vehicle condition. The seats feel firm, the stitching is impeccable, and the quality of the wood is something else on this car. Oh, this is something else. This is something else. Let's check out what's under the hood. And please keep in mind that that was the airplane. It's not this car, it's the airplane. Beautiful carbon fiber. A very reliable power plant. It's been used by Mercedes in variety of different body styles, and of course AMG fine-tuning is an amazing touch to already an amazing motor. As usual, we have the name of the engineer who assembled the engine, and we're looking at the piece of art, piece of automotive engineering. It's just about now lowering its idle speed, because when you start the vehicle, the idle speed is higher for a variety of reasons. So now it just about now drops its RPM to the proper level. While we have the hood open, check out how many different coolers and small radiators are in the front. This is the radar sensor for the Distronic cruise control, because anytime you see a Mercedes that has a grille with this flat piece, that means it has a Distronic cruise control, which this car does. And all it is, it just eliminates any metal parts in front of the sensor. Beautiful. So we're getting ready to go on the road test in one of the world's most impressive luxury high-performance sedans. This is S65. We showed you a cold start, which has an unbelievable sound from the twin-turbo V12, but it's down to earth. The engine just warmed up. You can feel warmth, and I have the microphone right here. I'm going to place it in the center, and it's got a nice tone. It's not obnoxious. It's not loud. It has it provides a rewarding feeling. It actually is. It's just beautifully tuned exhaust, quad. Let's get in. Everything wrapped in leather. And the condition of the car that makes it just incredible. Has a heated steering wheel, heated seats. It has tons of options. If I start listing options in this video, it's just not going to be fun. You can read about those online, but it has, between the car and the options, there's $210,000 worth of MSRP goodies on this automobile. And we're taking it on back roads near our Boxborough location. I don't think we're going to push it to the 604 horsepower that this engine can deliver. We're definitely going to experience a little bit of a low-end torque. 738 pounds of torque at only 1800 RPMs. This is a gorgeous car. The number one feature of this car is its luxury. And nothing wrong with performance or exclusivity, because when you travel in this car, it has presence on the road. It actually makes people smile. Some people will go, wow. Some people will go, wow, that's a beautiful color. And when you open the door of this automobile, we had it in the showroom for a little while, and we had some people just like, oh, what's that? Sometimes it would be a color attraction, it would be just the looks of the AMG. And I remember last week we had a lady customer, and she opened the door and she said, wow, that's like going inside Louis Vuitton bag. This is unbelievable. So we're experiencing this now, driving this automobile, and we are driving within speed limit. But even within speed limit, you do not have to drive this car fast to fully enjoy the smoothness, comfort, massage seats, and it does have beautiful massage seats. When you're on the highway, of course, Distronic Cruise Control is a great feature to have, and this is a 2008 automobile that you can buy for a fraction of the cost with insane residual life left, because it has impeccably well maintained 44,000 miles. And again, you can buy this car if it is still available. You can check AlphaCars.com. So if you get this car and you start driving it, every time you'll be looking forward to starting it up to hear the sound of twin turbo V8. For those of you that ever had a V12, it doesn't have to be a twin turbo. People tell me, we don't want to go to V8, not to mention V6. V12 is the way to go if you ever had one. And unfortunately, Mercedes in 2019 made a decision not to offer V12 engines anymore, at least in the United States. So we're approaching a highway exit, so we're gonna get it on the highway. Again, staying within the speed limit. We're gonna give it a nice blimp acceleration. And by the way, this has active body control that are on right now. We're nowhere near aggressive turning, but you can see right away that the car stays flat, just absolutely flat. And this is a big, heavy car, and we're taking the turn, and the body lean is zero. There is no body lean. So we're blending in with traffic, just little acceleration. I noticed traction control kicked in for a moment, and boom, we are still within speed limit. We reached 3-digit numbers in less than 2.5 seconds, and it was very enjoyable. And it didn't feel like we were going fast. It felt like we were doing 55 miles an hour. But we blended with traffic effortlessly. And even with old tires, this car has no vibrations. You cannot hear the engine. You cannot hear the road. It's a gorgeous car to be in. It's a great car to invite your friends, co-workers. If you're a business person, if you have clients to meet, this is a great car because it shows that the driver may be a value-oriented, price-cautious person, but certainly is a discriminating buyer when it comes to vehicle selection, because to find a vehicle with the original sticker of $210,000, that's $250,000 almost, and you can buy it for a fraction of the cost and enjoy the benefits of a $250,000 car. You can drive it every day if you wanted to. You can make it your exclusive special event vehicle. You can take it to the track. You will impress those poor people in M series little cars. And it is all around an amazing product. And we're so lucky to have it at AlphaCars. We've been doing special interest vehicles for over 30 years. And by the way, there's a huge switch between newly paved road and unpaved road, and we just went sideways, and this car did not move in any way. So we've been doing it for over 30 years, and I can count on my one hand, we only had maybe 2 or 3 cars of this caliber from the standpoint of quality when you measure quality against the age of the vehicle. We're seat belted, so we're going to give it a little harder braking. Tyler, are you ready? Hang on to the camera. So again, we're just going to be approaching an exit ramp. and we'll be slowing down. We have other cars in front of us, but it's just instant and totally controllable. And while we're going in, the body lean is 0, and your passengers are still comfortable. You need to be comfortable as a driver, and I'm sure you will be if you're driving a car like this. So we're doing our 12-mile loop on Route 495, and we're in the 2008. Yeah, the acceleration is just absolutely amazing. And as we're approaching turns, again, you can slow down, you can accelerate quickly, put the car in the turn, and it's not a big deal in this car. If I was doing in the M series, it would be a little bit more exciting maybe, but in this car, it's just absolutely not a big deal. And then getting blended in with traffic is very easy in this car. As far as gas consumption, it's not ridiculous. It's in double digits. So you can check our website, but I think it's low teens to mid-high teens, depending how you drive. If you're just cruising, I'm sure it will be very, very reasonable. And for the amount of joy that you get, it is a very small price to pay as far as gas or the purchase price of this vehicle. What I think is, again, is notable, it is a great everyday car. So I'm going to turn the cruise control on, and my Distronic Plus is set at 75 miles an hour. I'm in the left lane. And again, it's a feature available on other Mercedeses and many other cars. But Mercedes, as usual, does a great job with that, and they start using it early on. You would see it on some early 2000 cars, mid 2000 cars, they had this feature. So when you have another vehicle that, like we just have a vehicle that comes in front of us, and we start to slow down, I don't touch the brake pedal at all, and that car starts to accelerate a little bit, and we're gaining speed as well. We're going to be getting ready to get off the highway. So as soon as I touch the gas pedal, it says Distronic Plus override, and I have a little display that shows the distance. Yeah, it slows down all on its own. It's a great day, great weather, and it's enjoyable to be in this car. But if you are on a rainy day, this is a great vehicle to be in. Even if in the winter, it is still totally functional, high-performance luxury car. It has one of the best traction control system, has plenty of weight, and you can drive it all year round. So it's a great multi-purpose automobile. So we're approaching our exit, and we're going to be taking, so we're coming down. Braking is as enjoyable as accelerating in this car. I'll tell you, very few cars you're looking forward towards braking, and taking turns is still amazing. So as far as this vehicle availability, at the time of this video, I know it is available. We're also going to be making some additional improvements as far as tires. We already checked and confirmed all the maintenance was totally up to date. And with the new tires, this is going to be a great package because the brakes are close to new condition and all maintenance items are up to date. There are no outstanding issues with this car. You're totally fine if you wanted to consider purchasing sight unseen. We've been in business over 30 years. We have impeccable reputation. Our communication and our style is very transparent. There are absolutely no surprises. If there are any surprises, expect them to be pleasant. And as any vehicle, if there is an issue, we will be there to help you. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and please visit our website, AlphaCars.com, or simply give us a call at 978-263-9000. My name is Dimitri, and I'm the General Manager of Alpha Cars. Thank you for viewing this segment.